It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Los Angeles Rams and the Indianapolis Colts. Next on Madden NFL 24.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Straight ahead, we've got a pretty good one on tap here, as it'll be the Los Angeles Rams taking on the Indianapolis Colts. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, the Colts coming off a tough year, just 4 wins in 2022. Do you think that they can compete this year in the AFC South?
I do, because I think it's a wide-open division, brand new head coach, brand new way of doing things, likely a brand new quarterback, and a defense that I think is a little bit on the underrated side. So yes, absolutely, I think they can compete in their division.
Then for the visiting Rams, they found out the hard way that you need a lot of good fortune when you win a Super Bowl title. And when you don't get that good fortune, as they didn't last year, things can crash down to earth in a hurry.
And none of us really saw this coming. Remember, they were 12-5 the year they won the Super Bowl, went 5-12 last year. Somehow I think this Rams team is better than what we saw last season, adding in a lot of new pieces in order to try and get back to the top of the NFC West.
And the punter, Rigoberto Sanchez, ready to go, and we are underway from Lucas Oil Stadium. This fielded right at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So here the Rams set to go to work on offense, and they're led by a man who topped the 50,000-yard mark in passing for his career a season ago. In year 15 now, here's Matthew Stafford.
Stafford, the Rams won it all in Super Bowl 56, but last season was a stark contrast to that. The Rams need their quarterback to recapture his form from 2 seasons ago to help spark another postseason run.
Stafford going to put it up right away. Pass caught. It's Ben Skoranek. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. Throw out wide is incomplete.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Throwing is Stafford. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 27 yards there on a very nice 3rd down conversion. No score after 1 on EA Sports. The Rams with the football here to begin the second quarter. Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10. They'll fake it. Now Stafford. That's caught inside the 20. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Stafford. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
Here's Stafford. throw's going to be incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. Stafford looks to throw again. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. The kick by Maher is good. And we have action on the scoreboard just before halftime. It's 3-0. So our initial drive this afternoon results in 3. Not sure that that's a statement necessarily, but getting points on the road, never a bad thing.
You're exactly right about that. I love how you framed it, right? Not sure it's a statement, but at the same time, you're putting something out there, aren't you? Letting them know, hey, we came to play today.
After the made field goal, Maher back out there to kick it away. On the return, here's Dallas Flowers. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. So here come the Colts to take over for the first time, and leading the way is a number 4 pick in the draft out of Florida. Here's Anthony Richardson.
And the first possession isn't until the second quarter, but what's nice about it, it's only down 3. So what you sell your team on is, look, 1 possession, 1 drive, we put it in the end zone. We're in the lead in this game. Let's go, guys.
First and 10, Richardson looks to throw it. This one completes Alec Pierce. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. And I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Richardson. They'll run the screen with Moss. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And the Rams got it. They bring him down. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Back to throw. Here's Richardson. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Third and 4. Richardson looking to throw this. The throw right side here going to be incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
And he's going to lose yardage, not that it matters, as the final seconds tick away. So we've come to halftime. It's the visiting Rams taking the lead to the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, back to you two in just a bit. But first, welcome everyone to downtown Orlando and our EA Sports Halftime Report. This one's been all about the defense. Just a lone field goal in that first half. And as a result, not too much available in terms of highlights. But that's okay. We've got a full half to go. And to bring it your way, let's get back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. These offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the second half gets underway. On the return, it's Flowers. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. And, Charles, we've seen almost 3 full quarters now, and neither offense can really get it going. Neither has hit the end zone, and neither side seemingly can make that big play.
But the game hasn't been devoid of action because these two defenses, they've taken over and they've slugged it out. But I think you're exactly right. We're at that stage of the game now where one of these offenses, if they make a big play, that could be the difference.
And motioning left, that's Pittman. Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Richardson now on 2nd down. Isaiah McKenzie hauling it in. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. They'll come up now 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for this with Moss. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Indianapolis. Plenty of time left, plus all 3 timeouts. Here's 1st and 10. Richardson. Pass complete to Allie Cox. Now 2nd and 4. Richardson to throw it. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. you're having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
Now Richardson. He's got his running back out of the backfield. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. Two timeouts still available. Keep that in mind. Here's 1st and 10. Now Richardson. This will be taken in by Michael Pittman. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Well, this offense still has the one timeout here, remember. 1st and 10. Here's Richardson. There's a nice move. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. And now the timeout call. So 5 seconds left, and a field goal would send us to overtime. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to potentially send us to overtime. And his kick is good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. This hasn't exactly been a battle of one touchdown after the other, quite the opposite. But at 3-3 now here in the 4th, it's been an entertaining game considering just 2 field goals.
Yeah, is it really a football game now, or are we watching baseball? This feels like a pitcher's duel, doesn't it? Nice and tense on the edge of your seat. Have you been scoring this one? A lot of strikeouts and ground balls in this one.
So overtime on the horizon, barring a wild finish here as the kick's away. And we've got free football. 4 quarters done, and we're dead even. We'll have overtime after this timeout. So it's the Rams who are going to get the football first as we are back underway here in overtime. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. Stafford and the Rams come up 1st and 10 at their own 18. They'll begin on the ground with Evans. And he's got some space here. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line.
What I continually hear from running backs and offensive linemen is how often they're actually getting together to watch film so they can get in sync with each other, understand blocking patterns better, how running back likes to cut, what he wants to do. And boy, it all came together on that one.
That's one where they watch that and say, hey, we did everything we were supposed to do right there.
That looked like the play we drew up and designed. And then we got to see it unfold in real time.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. First throw in overtime for Stafford. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10. Stafford now to throw. And that one's going to come up a little short. It's incomplete. So 3rd down coming up. But Charles, I guess the question for me, where does 4th down territory begin possibly?
I guess for me it begins if you have 4th and 5 or less. Because you got to understand your team and know what your play calls are. What do you have that you think you're confident that you can pick up that type of yardage? It might be 4th and 3 for some teams, but I think anything under 4th and 5,
the Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. But DeForest Buckner using those big hands and getting in there and bringing him down for the sack. The 3rd and long, you knew that he was going to throw it. He just couldn't find anybody to throw it to.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have been a surprise, but that was perfect execution of their nickel defense. That 5th defensive back, the extra defender, he really tightened up things downfield in coverage, and they were able to get to him in the pocket.
Here comes the Rams punter now. On for a very important punt here in overtime. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. Well, their defense did the job, got off the field without giving up any points, and now, Charles, all they need here is a field goal, and they get the victory.
Yeah, and this is the way I love overtime. I'm one of those really, really old school guys that like sudden death right from the beginning. Well, we've got it now because any points wins the game. On defense, get a safety, a pick 6, fumble return, you can win it as well. So I'm really looking forward to this series and see how both sides play.
And that's not going to help a whole lot. Maybe 4 yards on first down. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. Now a 2nd and 6. Now Richardson gets his shot here in OT. And that's caught inside the 35. And play will be stopped here with 10 seconds remaining in overtime as they've called a timeout. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They'll go up the middle here with Morris. Stops short of the 25, but that second effort got him a couple extra. 1 overtime, how about 2? We need another. We're still even. We'll switch sides and have that second overtime in just a moment. Here now, 2nd and 4. Quick throw out wide, and Pierce has got it. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. So he gets too far beyond the line, and that's an easy call for the official.
Still 2nd down.
Second down, here's Richardson. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there, bank at the 39-yard line. Aaron Donald able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
They've gobbled up over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks them backwards. And that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. And the defense coming through on third down, a loss of 7 to bring up fourth.
Even keeping the back end for extra protection on third down, they still couldn't prevent the sack. Now it's 4th and long thanks to a terrific individual effort on defense.
As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. On first down, Stafford here. Has an open man, Skoranek. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. So the OT clock hits 0, and we're still not done. We'll switch sides and need at least one more OT to decide it after this. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Stafford. Into the hands of Skoranek. Back-to-back completions, and that puts them in enemy territory.
And we're always looking for that elusive term, momentum, aren't we? And I think they're building it with the back-to-back completions. Now they feel like they can either take a shot or continue to build it the way that they're doing now. Safe throws, get it to their playmakers, and see what happens.
In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. On the counter, it's Evans. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
They'll go right back to Evans here on 1st down. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Holding offense.
We're all right. Just call the call. We're going to play. Come on now.
Now the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. Now Stafford. Oh, and that is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up. Converged on his man and broke the play up.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Stafford. He'll get this into the hands of Van Jefferson. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Now a timeout called for by the offense. That's their 2nd and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. So it all rests now on the right foot of Brett Maher. This to win it in overtime. And another timeout taken by the Colts. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. He hit his first. Now this one from 48 yards away. And the kick is good. And finally, this one is over. We thought it may never end. But that kick puts the exclamation mark on it. Well, obviously, Charles, this was by no means an offensive track meet. I mean, the defenses were the story in this ball game. But, hey, they got enough points to get the job done. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
You're absolutely right about that, partner. In such a low-scoring game, it completely changes everything you had planned to do out there. Fortunately for them, they got just enough scoring to bring home the win. And in this type of a game, to play their defense, that became one of their biggest keys.